अध्यक्ष महोदय, अभी हमारे मित्र और हमारे सीनियर शरद जी की बात सुनते सुनते दिल बहलाने के लिए बहुत कुछ बातें उन्होंने कही और गंभीर बातें भी कही, लेकिन वास्तविकता जो है बड़ा कठोर है। और कठोर वास्तविकता के बारे में मैं थोड़ा पहले ध्यान आकर्षित करना चाहता हूं, क्योंकि जिस हालत से आज हमारा देश और लोग गुजर रहे हैं उसके बारे में, उन कठिनाइयों के बारे में मुझे लगता है कि ये सरकार के पास ना जानकारी है या जानकारी होते हुए भी वो चुपचाप बैठी हुई है, जिसके चलते हुए परेशानियां और बढ़ रही हैं। क्योंकि प्रधानमंत्री ने कह दिया है कि पिछले 70 साल में कुछ नहीं हुआ, अब आके हम सब कुछ करने वाले हैं, हम सुधार रहे हैं हमारे देश को। Sir, there was a French emperor, Louis XV, who very famously said once that after me the deluge. I think the Prime Minister has added a prefix to that, saying that before me the void, after me the deluge. And I think that is where the country is being taken towards. We have also seen demonetization. The Leader of the House has gone on record to say that both of us have grown up together for the last 40 years. On the opposite sides of the fence, of course, but we've grown up together. In 78, there was a demonetization. I think you were president of the Delhi University Students' Union, and I was the JNU-SU president. Morarji Desai demonetized. Till then, I had never seen in my life a 1,000 rupee note. What was demonetized was a 1,000 rupee note which we have not seen. It was not in daily circulation. Today, what has been demonetized, what is called as demonetized, or what is actually a withdrawal of these notes, is 86% of our cash transactions today are done in these two notes. The country today is living on transactions of 14% cash transaction, because the replacements are not there. And what is the result of all this? What is the actual reality now? We are told, I mean, that day when it happened, 9th morning, I went to Lucknow, sir. Lucknow, since my party, people come to receive a comrade, they pull the car out of the parking lot. The car we couldn't get out. Because the 500 rupee note you pay for the parking fees, he says, I won't give you change, I won't accept this note. There is no other note. People had to leave their cars there and go walking. What are you creating? Then you get telephone calls from fishermen as far away in Kerala. They say, we caught the fish. The trader is here. He is willing to buy the fish, but he is giving 1,500. If I take that, I can't buy anything. I can't keep my family alive today. And if I can't do that, I can't go to catch fish tonight again. If I don't sell the fish will rot. If I sell the fish, I can't spend these notes. What are you creating? Agricultural labor. They take their wages for the day. Daily laborers. They take their wages for the day. And then they can't use it. They can't live on it. क्या कर रहे हैं सर आप ये अभी आपने सुना कि हमारे किसानों के बारे में जो बता रहे थे, फसल खड़ी है, बेच रहे हैं, कुछ 800 रुपए, कहीं 700 रुपए। आज खबर आई सुबह 200 से 250 रुपए क्विंटल आपकी पैडी बिक रही है। ये डिस्ट्रेस सेल नहीं तो क्या हो रहा है? एंड आप बोल रहे हो कैश इकोनॉमी के बारे में आप बताते हो। तो आज अब ये सब जब हो रहा है, अब ट्रक्स 4000 ट्रक खड़े हैं नेशनल हाईवे में, यहां से कलकत्ते के रास्ते पे।
25 लाख है
टोटल। वो एक ही रोड का बता रहा हूं, जिन्होंने वो कॉन्फेडरेशन ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टर्स कांग्रेस वाले बताए हैं, कलकत्ता वाले 4000। एंड वो क्या ले जा रहे? वेजिटेबल्स एंड फ्रूट्स। और हर मालिक जो है ट्रक के लिए वो देता है उसको कुछ 3000-4000 रुपए रास्ते में खर्चे के लिए। अब बिहार के लाइन ढाबे, उनको कहते हैं सर लाइन होटल, ढाबा नहीं। बिहार में जब जाइए था लाइन होटल में, प्रधानमंत्री कहते हैं कि क्रेडिट कार्ड से खाना खाओ। किसका मजाक बना रहे सर? मैं लुई द 15 से शुरू किया बात, तो मेरी इंटरनेट याद आ रही है। याद है ना फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन के टाइम पे वो कहते कि ये लोग अगर इफ दे कांट फाइंड ब्रेड व्हाई डोंट दे ईट केक्स। अब ये मोदी इंटरनेट आ गया हमारे पास. If you do not have paper, use plastic. कहाँ से ले आई? I mean, what is the coverage? What is the coverage of your plastic money, sir? 2.6 crore out of 130 crores of Indians have got a credit card. 2.6 crores. 14 lakh are the card readers in your retail shops, outlets, for 130 crore people. Will that run our economy? And 80% plus is a cash economy in our country, what is called the payments and settlement system. From your truck drivers to your fishermen to your daily workers to your agricultural labor to your farmers, when everybody is suffering, and in the morning I showed the 2,000 rupee note in my pocket, got from this bank here. Nobody is willing to take it. Because they can't give me change and I can't spend that for anything. And with that 2,000 rupee note, sir, I traveled from here to Chennai by flight. At the airport, I couldn't buy anything. From Chennai to Tirunelveli, I went by the Nellai Express train. I couldn't buy on the train either my food or some coffee. And when you land up there, I've come back to Delhi, I still have that note. What is this? What are you doing to this country, sir? Now, and you look at this entire thing, and what are they doing now? Tea garden workers. They're committing anyway distress, suicides anyway out of economic distress. Now, you tell me, Assam, there is a by-election day after tomorrow. So for the Assam tea gardens, the central government has given an exemption. But not for the Bengal and the Darjeeling tea garden workers. What is happening? When my senior colleague says this should be investigated, they should be investigated. How are you giving this exemption to Assam tea? I'm glad you're giving to tea plantation workers in Assam, but why are you not giving it to the other tea plantation workers? And in Maharashtra government has declared today that 500 and 1,000 rupee notes can be used for your cinema tickets. What is this? We can't use that 1,000 rupee note and 500 rupee note to buy a cup of tea or eat our food. But you can buy cinema tickets. What else is it but allowing the black to be converted into white? Yes, there's an acquisition, but I am making it. How are these exemptions given by pick and choose? I have here with me details along with the bank account, MICR number of the branch of the Indian Bank branch on the Central Avenue in Calcutta, where on 8th November, few hours before the Prime Minister's announcement, 1 crore of rupees and 100 packets of 500 and 1,000 notes was deposited by the local BJP unit in that bank.
That's the scam. Yes.
Prove me wrong, I'll be happy. Prove me wrong, but this is the evidence. I have all these details here. So what Mr. Sharad Yadav is saying, the others are saying this has to be investigated, is something this has to be investigated. And if this is what has happened on all over the place, and you've heard earlier, what has happened, and then comes this this entire thing, the Prime Minister appearing in advertisement saying on Paytm advertisements, move to a cashless society.
Why not having bread, have cake?
It's no longer Jai Hind. Now the Prime Minister appearing in advertisement saying Jio Hind. What is happening? One country in the world has moved into a cashless economy, and that is Sweden. And it has taken them all these years because 100% coverage of the internet there for all the citizens in Sweden. Everything can be done on your iPads and on your internet. What is your coverage of your internet today in our country? What is the coverage of your, your 4G and your, all these things on your mobile phones? Wealthy have four phones with them. You can't count the number of sets and say so many people have them. So where are you taking a cashless economy in a country like India where 86% of all your economic activities, cash transactions, payments and settlements, that is what it is, cash transactions by the day. This is absolutely white money, this is not black money. Black money I'll come to later. I'll come to later, sir. This only reminds me of I'm sorry to say I'm going back into history, but maybe medieval history. But you had, sir, a Roman senator whose name was Gracious. A Roman senator, Gracious, he was talking about the Roman emperor, one of the Caesars, not Julius Caesar, but he's talking about Caesar Marcus Aurelius Commodus Antonius Augustus, if you want the full name. And what does the senator say? I'm sorry, I'm quoting this because this has, you're already looking at your watch.
No, I have to look at that. Why do you worry about that?
Maybe Mr.
I did not stop you, then why do you?
I thought maybe Mr. Jatia Saab would be better than.
This is only because of preconceived notions. Because of preconceived notions.
I'm very grateful. You've been very gracious. You've always been very accommodative. So I was just quoting this Roman senator, sir. What does he say? I quote. I think he knows. He's talking about the emperor. I think he knows what Rome is. Rome is the mob. Conjure magic for them and they'll be distracted. Take away their freedom and they'll still roar. The beating heart of Rome is not the marble of the Senate. It is the sand of the Colosseum. He'll bring them death and they will still love it. Unquote. Now it is ominous, but I'm recollecting this because that is what is actually happening here. Now, if this is the sort of the difficulties my people are being put to, are we achieving? Even then, I'll be willing to give this government some degree of credit. If we are going to achieve any of the objectives that we have been told that this move is going to achieve. 4 objectives, the Honorable Prime Minister said. One of them is control of the black money. Now, all of us here have been spoken, in the last 1 decade, I think at least on 4 or 5 occasions I've spoken what needs to be done about black money. We want it all controlled. We want it eliminated. And the World Bank now says, latest is that 20.7% or nearly 21% of the Indian economy is in the black economy. More than 1/5 of our economy. This has to be, no doubt, this has to be controlled, this has to be taken away. But then, where is this black money, sir? All estimates say 6% of this black money is in cash. And people who generate this black money, remember, they are not misers. They don't keep their black money stacked under their bed. Their black money is in circulation. Their black money is making more black money. Their black money is in real estate. And now 1,000 rupees and 500 rupee notes are not there. But you have a 15,000 rupee coin. A 15,000 rupee coin, that is a gold coin. And the gold imports have surged in the last 4 days. Nearly tripled according to one estimate. So this is where the buying is going on. And jewelers have advertised. I've got messages on my SMSs. They're going to everybody. Saying that our shops will remain open through the night. Until 20th of December, we'll accept 500 and 1,000 rupee notes. Convert your black money into gold. Are you catching black money or giving them opportunity to convert that into white? And it was this very Prime Minister who told the whole country that 90% of the black money generated in our country is lying offshore and is lying in tax havens. He told us, not us. He promised us during the 2014 election, into your account, into my account, into everybody's account, we'll get 15 lakhs of rupees. Because this black money will come back. He told us. So if it's all there outside in tax havens, what are you doing? Is this going to get that money back? The Swiss authorities say they've given a list to this government. We don't know. We debated it earlier. The Honorable Finance Minister said we can't make it because of legal problems. We can't make it public. You know the Mauritius route and the Singapore Free Trade Agreement, they account for more than half of these inflows. Instead of doing anything in all these areas, if we want to control black money, is this going to control black money? 6% if it is going to control also. But in the bargain, sir, it's like the Prime Minister clearing a pond to kill the crocodiles, forgetting that the crocodiles can survive on land also. The big crocodiles have survived with the small fish that have died. The small fish that are dying now. The crocodiles are all surviving. So black money, and then today what did you see in the newspapers? The State Bank of India has waived 7,000 crores of NPAs from their non-performing assets or the loans that are not being returned. In this house, the Honorable Minister what does that mean?
I was bank, so let me tell you, जो NPA है वो ड्यू ही रहता है, लेकिन फॉर पॉस्टेरिटी जो ये करना है, बैलेंस शीट क्लीन करना होता है, तो वो प्रोवाइड करते हैं. अगर नहीं आया तो के लिए प्रोविजन है, लेकिन वो वसूलना ही है, और वो वसूलने की जिम्मेवारी कम नहीं है, किसी को माफ नहीं होता है.
यार आप ही ने तो कहा मंत्री महोदय, मतलब मैं आप व्यक्तिगत रूप से नहीं कह रहा हूँ, मतलब कलेक्टिव रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी. यहीं पर एक पार्लियामेंट के प्रश्न के उत्तर में आपने कहा कि 2014 और 2015 में 1,12,078 करोड़ रुपए की राइट ऑफ हो गया एनपीएस की.
Mafi. It doesn't mean that the loan ceases to be a loan.
So
you
what does
still
it mean?
pursue the loan. The entry in the books changes. That is, from being a performing asset, it becomes a non-performing asset. A performing asset is one where interest is being serviced. Non-performing where interest is not being serviced, but you will still continue to preserve it. So there is a little bit of a malapropism involved in this. Don't go by the literal meaning of write-off, doesn't mean rin maafi in banking terms.
So you're not...
The loan still remains. The loan still remains. You still continue to pursue it.
तो सर यही हम कह रहे हैं, अगर ये सब इतना कॉम्प्लेक्स जो समझाया, accounting system, but in effect,
but you still continue to pursue to recover the loan.
Yeah, in effect, sir,
Liability of borrower doesn't.
sir, in effect, it is something that is not going to be realized. So look, whatever you do all this.
It is
Now,
sorry.
no, will the government do the
Sorry.
same thing?
Now let's
for my farmers?
let's put the record straight. This loan is sanctioned because Mr. Anand Sharma also raised it when this government was not in power. This was restructured when another government was in power. This is the only loan for which a second restructuring was granted by that government. So we inherited a terrible legacy. Now today,
But now,
only in
according
the accounting books, the performing asset becomes non-performing, that's all. Otherwise, the liability to pay and the right to recover still remains.
But according to my information, no, sir.
No, okay, ठीक है भाई.
Now, sir, एक मिनट मैं बोल रहा हूँ भाई, वही बात कह रहा हूँ मैं. So, sir, the point is, it says between 2014 and 2016, this has trebled in many cases. the bank, this thing of the NPS. No, whether it's a legacy you got from them, or it is that the fact remains that on paper, the figures are treble. Yeah, okay, the figures have treble. No, figures have treble. No, the point is very simple, sir. He says, one of our erstwhile colleagues, his thing has also been restructured again. And all of us know that he used to sit there, that's why my hand is being pointing there. That all of us know. डॉक्टर जी नाम तो जाते ही है बस मल्लिया उसी की बात हो रही है उसका भी अब रिस्ट्रक्चरिंग हो गया हमारे किसान सर अब ये आत्महत्या कर रहे हैं क्योंकि उनका कर्जा माफी नहीं होता कर्जे में डूब उनके लिए भी कुछ करो ऐसा उनके लिए भी जिंदा रहने के लिए कुछ राय दो
उनके ब्याज पर आपको राहत देंगे हाँ हाँ
सर इसलिए जो मैं कह रहा हूँ पहला
ये कह रहे हैं कि आप
बोलिए
पैसा तो देंगे किसान को
Okay. Okay, please proceed. Please proceed. Yechury ji, please continue.
आज कार्टून एक छपा सर मैं दिखाना मतलब ठीक नहीं है आप कहेंगे कि हाउस में मत दिखाना वो कार्टून में यही है ये लंबा लाइन खड़ी हुई है हाँ और जहाँ विल्भाई पटेल हाउस जहाँ पे हमारे हम लोग सब रहते थे रिजर्व बैंक से लेकर मुड़ मुड़ के वहां तक पहुंची और सामने से लोग खड़े हैं लाइन में अपने 1500 बदलने के लिए और पीछे से सुराग बना के ये एनपीए वाले सब भाग रहे हैं तो खैर अब जो भी है जो उन्होंने समझाया हमारे वित्त मंत्री ने द पॉइंट सर इज ब्लैक मनी इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी सॉल्व बाय दिस ब्लैक मनी इज नॉट ए स्टॉक इट्स ए फ्लो bulk of it. Maybe 5%, 6% is a stock, but the bulk of it is a flow. Those avenues you're not blocking. And if you don't do that, then you cannot stop black money and by this way, you're killing the poor. The small fish is dying, the crocodiles are actually enjoying their lives. That is the first objective, which cannot be fulfilled in this. The second, मगरमच्छ के नाम बताऊं?
No, please, बोलिए.
So, the second objective, counterfeit notes. Sir, the counterfeit notes, our Honorable Finance Minister presented the budget, and then last year, and then the Indian Statistical Institute of Calcutta had done a study that out of 1,418 crores, or lakh crores, whatever be the figure, that is under circulation, 0.028% or 400 crores is the counterfeit currency. It's his own statement in Parliament. That's what Mr. Anand Sharma said. 0.028. For that you had to do something like that, where you're today burdening crores of our people. And what is the guarantee that counterfeit won't come for your 2,000 rupee note? And we have already been shown one in Bangalore for this 2,000 rupee note. So, sir, this is not the way. If you want to stop counterfeit, we want to stop counterfeit. I will be the first one to come in complete support of the government to show me an effective way of what is the measure you're taking. Locate them, locate where this is happening. Stop them, take action. Punish them, give a deterrent punishment so that the others will not follow. We're all there, we'll all be there in support. But this is not the way to stop it. So that claim is also a bogus claim. The third claim that has been made, fighting terror funding. Sir, after 26/11 in this house, we went on debating over a new law to combat terrorism. The leader of the house was then the leader of the opposition there. And on many issues we had agreed with the then government, which is now they were on the other side, saying that how terror funding has to be stopped, bulk of it is through electronic transfers. And what are the laws needed to monitor those transfers? That is when all the stringent laws came up for opening your accounts. Those laws came up for your electronic transfer of your funds. That is where your terror funding is taking place. You mean to say that these terrorists outside Taj Hotel in Bombay were carrying gunny bags of cash? Who are we fooling, sir? Terror funding has to be stopped. If that has to be stopped, monitor your electronic transfers properly and then cut off that source. Many countries in the world have done it. There's a United Nations charter and a resolution on that, on how to stop your terror funding. Follow those. But is this the way to do it? A sarcastic comment saying that will disturb the ease of doing business, index. The government is going around to international agencies saying, please improve India's index. But that is the state of affairs we are in. That's a different part. Then, sir, finally, corruption. Sir, if you stop this 1,000 rupee notes and 500 rupee notes, you think corruption will stop, sir?
85%.
Now corruption will be double with the 2,000 rupee note. Who by you try to stop this corruption from? Sir, if you want to stop corruption, there's so many times we told you, you're only looking at the demand side of what? A poor fellow is giving 10 rupees for, they don't even call it corruption, they call it services rendered. Well, in your corporate accounts, in your balance sheets, you can have for services rendered and siphon off big commissions. That is corruption. But here, when a petty fellow gives them 10 rupees for something, that is corruption. That's what you want to get. But what about the big fish? Corruption, I've said this in this house earlier, I'm repeating. Unless you tackle the supply side of corruption, you cannot stop corruption in this country. Why don't all of us agree? We have been proposing, I'm tired of going on raising it, but I'll raise it. Agreed that corporate funding of all political parties will stop. Let the corporates fund, let it go to the Election Commission, let it go to the Government of India. Let us all sit together and have a system of state funding of elections. Why should a corporate fund you or me? For them, it's an investment. They think maybe you and I, with me they'll be mistaken, but maybe with you, there's a chance that you may be in the government tomorrow.
Yeah, we're saying that.
With me, it may not happen, so therefore my rate will not be so high. But anyway, it's an investment. Stop that.
The Parliament,
And the second thing,
if state, you are talking about state funding and corporate funding through Election Commission. So why don't you move a bill, private one? Let us
why
discuss
private,
it.
sir?
Very
I've
good
moved
suggestion.
officially, sir, so many
Yeah,
times.
yeah. Money will, I think government will. Yes. See, this is a time.
No, sir, Mr. Digvijay is very right. It missed my attention. Immediately they'll call it a money bill and then finish. Rajya Sabha will be out of the picture. So anyway, but you do that. The second
Yes,
thing.
but your suggestion is very constructive, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
The second thing, sir, you add the expenditure of political parties along with the candidates under the ceiling. Increase the ceiling if you want. But go and give this open-ended exemption. Political parties can spend what they want and how they want. And what have we reached? With a corporate name on the on the plane, the Prime Minister-elect can go for the election campaign. Hundreds of helicopters are employed. Everybody says this is party fund. Where is that money coming from? So stop that. Put that under the exemptions and do it if you're serious. I know there'll be very few takers in this house for what I'm proposing. But if you're serious about stopping corruption, you stop the supply side of corruption.
Otherwise, stop talking on it.
And then, sir, we have, I think your government has, Finance Minister can correct me, has brought about this amendment to the FCRA so that foreign funding can come to the political parties. Why?